Van Halen Best of Volume 1 on the Album Network.
I'm Tommy Nast, and who would have thought that the day would come when Van Halen and David Lee Roth would get together again and record new music? Although it was a temporary situation, it happened, and here's Eddie to tell us how.
I was playing golf with Rudy Laren, who's sometimes my guitar tech and also works for Roth. And I was playing golf with him, and he goes, oh, by the way, Roth wants you to call him. I went, oh, okay, same story, like, hey, he's got my damn number, tell him to call me. So anyway, Dave did call, and I returned his call, and he was, he was informed by Carl Scott from Warner Bros. That we're putting out the best of, and we basically apologized for the 2-year-old mentality of mudslinging at each other over the years, and we went on to discuss the packaging, whether it's 2 discs, 1 disc, with I told him I don't know much of anything right now because Sammy just quit the band and I don't know where it stands, and I'll let you know midweek, when I speak to Ray, what's going on with it, if it's happening at all. And I ended up just stopping by his house because I was in a neighborhood out that way, and we sat around and BS'd for a couple hours, and he seemed like a different guy than the old Dave. And I don't know, it's just one thing led to another, and then I had this harebrained idea, which I don't know if I should have ever brought up the way it's turning out now. But I tell you, I never lied to the guy.
It's part of life. I know.
We were up front. This guy was putting a cart in front of a horse that didn't exist. Every other day I had to reiterate, Dave, we don't even have a song yet. You're pulling a hamstring, getting ready for a tour. That is not going to happen. I mean, he just, I don't know. What don't you understand? The N or the O?
There was no misleading him.
Absolutely.
There was never a point when it was like, we made
what
tour.
He wants to hear.
Absolutely.
And he wasn't hearing what he wanted to hear.
Ed's favorite expression was, let's just take baby steps.
Yes.
We'll do one step at a time. We'll do the first song.
And we didn't even have a song yet.
I know.
And he's preparing for a tour.
Yeah.
I'm going, what tour?
He said his bags were packed and ready to go. Go where?
I just kept telling you, quit putting the damn cart in front of a horse that doesn't even exist yet. Otherwise, we ain't doing anything.
The bottom line is...
It was just a project. It was
everybody...
a harebrained, stupid idea now that I think back on it.
Basically, Tommy, that's how it started.
Well, actually, no, wait.
I apologize to everyone.
No, Ed. I beg to differ because 2 good songs did come out of it. And...
There you go.
And we did have some fun with the whole thing.
What was it like recording Me Wise Magic?
He was a trooper. Granted, he hadn't sang in 7 months. He was a trooper, and he actually thanked me for hanging in there. He said anyone else would have thrown up their arms up and just said, forget it, But
he did work very hard at it.
He worked very hard, but it was took 3 takes, 15 minutes to do the music, and 2.5 weeks to do the vocal. But we got it out of him, and the record is smoking.
man, headed your way. You'll get it halfway down the interstate. 4 days from now, it all goes clear. A Buddhist river.
That's one of two brand new songs from Van Halen and David Lee Roth. It's called Me Wise Magic, and while I know that Van Halen fans were hoping for a little magic in the form of a reunion tour with Roth, it's not going to happen. And I pressed the issue with Alex and Eddie to find out why.
I got to tell you, if he would have been more of that vein of what I would call like being in a Dali mode, you know, Salvador Dali, and just be creative and let it flow. Bring the palm trees, man. Bring the monkeys.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
I just have to say one thing, though, that I guess what really, I was depressed for a week after the MTV Awards because I really, in my heart, wanted to believe that he had changed, that he'd grown up, that he was an adult, you know, whatever that means, you know. I mean, I'm going to be 42 in January. I'm not a drunk 23-year-old who's easy to manipulate. I can read through everyone's BS now and I'm clean, you know. And I really wanted to believe that he had changed. And he had me fooled pretty good for a while until MTV, when he basically spit in my face. And that was it, as friends. And I was still willing to go on professionally and shoot a video with him because Warner Brothers wanted it. But 2 minutes of public adulation at the MTV Awards, and boom, right back to old per DLR.
But isn't it a fact that if you guys did a massive tour with Dave, that he probably wouldn't be able to cut it?
The facts are that we did 2 songs together. We were asked to do a video, which he declined from participating. The fact was, there was probably more money thrown at us than the gross national product of East and West Germany put together. And it's not about the money. It's about, we want to make music, and had the chemistry been right, you know, we would have considered doing something for the fans, the ones who wanted to see it.
We did the 2 songs for the fans.
I think that the memory of what it was like 10, 12, 15 years ago is a lot more vivid and a lot more romanticized, if you will, than the reality of it.
Would your fans really?
I think we gave the fans 2 good songs, and that's as far as it could go. We just couldn't take it on the road. I don't care how much money was thrown at us.
I think a lot of people don't understand how close and tight-knit of a family it is when you are in a studio being in a creative process or when you're on tour. It's just that simple.
It's just not about the money.
I do have one final thing to say, because I'm going to go out and have a bite to eat, and that is, I think at this point, some people tend to take this all too doggone seriously. You know, I wish that we could be articulate enough and poetic enough and maybe enough like Salvador Dali to paint something of a false reality. The fact is, this is a rock and roll band, okay? This is, like I mentioned earlier, not an invasion of Normandy. This is not hoger wiskunde. Yeah. That's a Dutch word for
higher wisdom.
Yeah.
You know,
we make music.
Zen, you know, this is
and
rock
we connect
and roll.
with people. And when we have the right person to do that, in our hearts, we will be content. And I think that contentment will spread.
Exactly. When we walk out of that door each day and we have done something that touches us and it transfers on, you know, we release it and it touches other people, boom, mission accomplished. That's what it's all about.
Great. We do have to say one last thing, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is that we mentioned it a couple times before. There were good times with Sam. There were good times with Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dave, I respect you. Wish you the best of luck. Sam, the same thing for you. I respect you. I wish you the best of luck.
Got me a date with a supermodel. I know, I figured, fuck it. Dinner at the hotel, champagne bottle. Steak and potato, a feather in a bucket. Tell me what is it we're pretending not to know, and who needs proof? I don't need so much to remember. No, that's how it is when you tell the truth. How many times does somebody lie? Your patience runs a course. Keep that in mind when we say goodbye, 'cause you can't get this stuff no more. That's the thing about self-improvement. Don't get me wrong, I plan to get some soon. Outside the wires, something's moving. My barn burnt down, now I can see the moon. I slice it in time like a pizza pie. You serve up the truth, I don't want it anymore. Keep that in mind when we say goodbye, 'cause you can't get this stuff no more.
From Van Halen's Best of Volume 1, that's Can't Get This Stuff No More. It's the second of 2 new songs recorded with David Lee Roth, and you heard the honest comments from the guys why there will not be a tour with Roth upcoming. As far as Van Halen's future, Eddie will be having hip replacement surgery in December, and news has leaked out that the next singer will be the former vocalist from Extreme, Gary Cherone.
You brought him out and started writing songs?
Talked to him on the phone first. I sent him a tape of a song, and he sang over it, sent it back, and I kind of went, I don't know. But he came out anyway, and blew our minds.
And the prospect of a new album with him looks great, I guess, huh?
Oh, of course. I mean, that's what we're ready to do, is move
We're
forward.
hoping for
move
a
on.
spring release and then a tour.
Can we officially say now that Gary Cherone is the singer?
The ink is not dried yet. Waiting for Ray to tell us.
But you can say it.
Yeah.
Gary Cherone is officially the new singer of Van Halen.
No, I didn't say
And if
it.
I was a betting man, I'd run to Vegas now and bet that that is what's going to happen.
I would do that too.
Tonight's show was engineered and creatively produced by Steve Nelson. Special thanks to Ray Daniels and Stephanie Robertson of SRO Management, to Tucker Williamson, Kenny Pavogel, Stu Cohen, and Carl Scott of Warner Brothers Records, to Ken Dean of 5150, to Neil Bird, Regina Livesay, and Beth Arce of the Album Network Broadcast Department, to Steve Saslow and June Brody of SJS Entertainment, and to Eddie, Alex, and Michael for their time and their honesty for the past 2 hours. The Van Halen special was produced by Mark Felsat, associate producer John Valenzuela, and the executive producers are Steve Smith and myself, Tommy Nast. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Album Network, copyright 1996.